Hello everyone. So, let me take you to a journey. Okay, let's go on a journey of this Indian boy. Uh, he was raised by a courageous single mother. Obviously, like any parent, she would raise him with all the love and care. But what was more important for him was she worked very hard, so much hard that he was inspired. He was inspired to start working at an early age. By the time he was 13, he landed up his first job, student job, and by 15 he switched to a better learning environment. And there he stuck in that company for 7.5 years, working for hundreds of businesses. So our boy has now experience, turned into an adult, right? But please don't ask his mother, who calls him every day to check on him if he's eating right, making his bed or not, etc. So he has experience, more money where he started from as a as a student job, has a full-time job. So everything sounds settled, no? So he should be planning his retirement probably in a few years, right? No, that didn't happen. In fact, he was dissatisfied. He was hugely dissatisfied with all those businesses he worked for. Why? Because everyone was chasing money. He understood that the bottom line of every business was to make profit, as we all know in the corporate world. So, what did he do? He tried to learn about what can be done. He went to studying more, and he planned his studies in Germany 10 years after starting his career. He wanted to rediscover himself, learn something new, tell the world something new about his ideas. And he learned this, that the only corporate social responsibility of a company is to maximize its profit. He was dissatisfied again. Not with Germany, no. He was happy with the professor, with the university. He was happy with the businesses worldwide, the way they were working. So, he thought, okay, what can be done next? What is the problem? Because he knew that whenever there was a need, a solution required, there were so many entrepreneurs, so many startups happening, trying to solve the problem, make money, raise investment, and basically trying to contribute to the economy. Everything sounded good, like economy was growing. And where the problem was? The problem was that despite all these efforts, we still face social problems around us. I agree, some problems have been there since long time, but some are man-made. Climate catastrophes, gender inequality, income inequality. He asked, why so? So, our guy wanted to make an impact, but didn't know how. And he was not the only one, actually. There's a study, 1 out of 4 people want to make an impact with their work. But, again, to start with how? There was one fine day he met a colleague who introduced him to a book called Social Business by Dr. Mohammed Yunus. And bingo, our boy found his North Star, a means to achieve the end. What did he learn about it? He learned that a social business was outside this world of profit-seeking businesses. He learned that these businesses use business method, but by keeping a cause at the center of it, so that they can make a difference. Okay, this sounds like something like, okay, a local business. Can that really make a difference? Can that make a huge difference in the world? He thought about. And then here comes an example of Grameen Bank. It was founded in 1976 by Dr. Yunus in Bangladesh. And the intention or the problem was that traditional banks would always need materialistic collateral to give money. So they clearly ignored the poor people. He made a bank which would give microcredits, small loans, $50, $10, $100 to poor people so that they can improve their lives. Okay, but is this business sustainable? Like giving small loans to poor people and they can't even pay back? I mean, what kind of assurance do you have? Guess what? In 2008, the financial crisis, when all the large banks were at the verge of being collapsed, Grameen Bank gave $7.6 billion worth of loan to poor people around the world. Now you would say that's a charity. It will never come back. In 2011, the repayment rate was 99.6%. One of the only banks which doesn't have a lawyer, you know. So you might be thinking that social business just sounds like another name for NGO, non-profit, a charity organization. But no, that's the myth I would like to break. A social business is, like I said, outside the profit-seeking world. At the heart of it, it wants to maximize the social cause it's working towards, but also seek profit so that it can scale it up. It can be independent. Independent, okay? Now I know why this boy liked this concept, because that's what he wanted to be. He wanted to be independent while he wanted to start his career. That's how he got this inspiration. Okay, let's look at some specific examples. That was a big example of a bank, but can everyone open a bank? No. What can we do? What can our audience do after learning from this topic? So this guy, Bittu John from Kerala, India, in 2014, he saw a zero-waste shop in London with all the bio products, organic products. He went back to his hometown and he had a shop from 2 generations. His grandfather had a grocery shop, was taken over to his father, and now he had the responsibility. He converted everything to a zero-waste shop, India's first zero-waste shop. Initially offered organic products, and everything sounds right. But 6 months, he struggled to get customers. He struggled to convince those customers which were there. Why? Because of the perception. In India, we use a lot of small packaging, and the brand is equal to the quality. So people are brand cautious. And if you remove the packaging and so the brand, how will these people trust you? He had to innovate to get the trust, to gather the trust. You know what's a good sales technique in India for supermarket? When you receive a bill, they show you at the end the savings you made. This guy showed how much savings in terms of plastic you made. Gradually, over a period of some time, he changed the perception, and now, in 3 years, he saved 1.3 million single-use plastic, and he's continuing to grow more. So, what do we understand? Do we really need to always reinvent the wheel? No, but the need is to focus on increasing the impact of social businesses, which leads us to another example of this wonderful organization called Snowball Effect, with these amazing 2 founders who had experience in the impact field for 7 years. And what did they do? On one side, they had experience of scaling existing social businesses. On the other side, helping young people start up new ideas. What did they learn? They learned that smart people wanted to make an impact with their world, but they were systematically asked to always come up with new ideas, which means reinventing the wheel. And they asked the question, why? Why so? I mean, first, if there's a social business idea, it's worth spreading, right? That's why we are here. The ideas are worth spreading. So are the social business ideas. And second, these social business founders always want to empower the other aspirants. They are on kind of a mission. They want to change the world. And so they are happy, unlike the traditional businesses, to share their ideas. And third, people who want to do social business can just look up what works and replicate them, rather than trying to bang around their head and losing the motivation and intention. So, one of the vision that they hold, and I believe it's also true, is every problem is solved somewhere by someone, but what our challenge is to find what works and scale it up. I would like to give you 3 takeaways from this story of the Indian boy. First, be dissatisfied. Why? Because the way he was dissatisfied, he asked and questioned the obvious, the traditional businesses, what he was taught, which led him to learn something new, which made sense as per his principles. Second, social businesses are not charities and profit. We do seek profit, social businesses do seek profit, but only to increase the impact. And third, there is not always the need to reinvent the wheel, If there is something good, you can get inspired, like the first zero-waste shop in India, and scale it up. Now here we are, lovely audience, at the end of this journey, and I want to thank you for paying attention to my story. And before I go, I want to share the dream, which was the title of this talk. I dream of a world with a balance of purpose-driven businesses over today's tsunami of profit-seeking businesses. Thank you.